A long time ago, in a small village, there lived a man named Kareem. He ran a modest little shop that barely provided enough for him and his grown son, Tariq. Though Tariq had come of age, his father had never allowed him to help with the business. But destiny had other plans, and one day, suddenly, Kareem passed away. For Tariq, it felt as if the sky had fallen. His father had been his only family in the world. Sitting alone, he wondered, who will care for me in this harsh world? One of his father's old friends came to console him, embracing him warmly. Son, be brave. No one can overpower the will of God. Now you are the light of this house. Take care of your father's shop and stand on your own feet. Tariq was clever and resourceful. He took over the shop, but it remained quiet and empty, with hardly any customers. Day after day, he worried that if things continued, they might starve. Finally, he decided he could not survive on the shop alone. He sold it to a wealthy merchant and set out to seek new opportunities. He had heard that people in the neighboring state were simple and honest, making it easier to start a business there. After a long journey, he reached a big city. Tariq spent the first few days exploring the markets, observing the situation. The high prices everywhere worried him. His money was barely enough to start a proper business. As he scratched his head in thought, an idea struck him, unlike anything anyone had ever done. He rented a small shop and put up a sign outside that read, "Wisdom for sale." People in the market laughed at the unusual sign. Some joked, "This man himself has no sense. How can he sell wisdom?" Others said, "Is there really a market for wisdom?" But Tariq ignored them. In a loud voice he said, "Think about it, brothers. Today you may laugh, but sooner or later, everyone will need wisdom. One day, you'll realize the importance of this shop." Every day, he opened his shop and called out to the people. Gradually, word spread across the city about the strange little shop. People would laugh and say, "I heard someone is selling wisdom in our city. What a unique business." Though they joked, they agreed that if the need ever arose, they would knock on his door. Sometime later, a man came to test the shop and bought a little wisdom. Tariq earned barely 2 coins in the first week, but there was no trace of disappointment on his face. He believed that patience always pays off. In that city, there lived a wealthy old man who had everything but was stingy with spending. His son, Saptor, was not very intelligent. One morning, the father advised him, "Son, you must nurture your mind. Only then will it flourish." Taking this literally, Saptor went to the yard and began cultivating wisdom in the soil, amusing his father. One day, Saptor passed Tariq's shop and stopped at the sign. Curious, he went inside. "Brother, what is the price of wisdom?" he asked. Tariq smiled. "Wisdom cannot be weighed on a scale. You pay what you think it is worth." Saptor handed over a coin and took a note from Tariq, happily thinking he had bought wisdom cheaply for himself and his father. The note read, "When 2 people argue, standing by as a mere spectator is not wisdom." The old man was furious at this advice and went to confront Tariq. Calmly, Tariq explained, "Sir, your son came willingly. But if you wish, you can take the note back and reclaim your coin." The old man took the coin back and left, realizing Tariq had taught a subtle lesson. Meanwhile, in the ruler's palace, 2 queens were constantly at odds. Their maidservants got into an argument in the market over a watermelon. Both claimed it for themselves, arguing loudly. Saptor, passing by, stopped to observe. Both maids asked him to be a witness. Naively, He nodded, but soon realized he was trapped. Whichever side he chose, he would face consequences. He and his father went to Tariq for advice. Tariq said, "I can guide you, but my fee is 10 coins. Hesitant but desperate, they paid. Tariq advised Saptor to behave like a fool in the ruler's court, answer questions nonsensically, and appear unreliable. They followed his guidance. The next day, Saptor was summoned to the court. The ruler asked, "Who is at fault in this quarrel?" Saptor innocently said, "Let them be scattered, your highness. You will find out yourself." He continued speaking nonsense, making the court laugh, and the ruler dismissed him. Later, fearing the ruler might discover Saptor was not truly foolish, the father returned to Tariq and asked for further advice. Tariq agreed, this time charging 200 coins. Following Tariq's instructions, Saptor eventually revealed the truth to the ruler after 2 months. The ruler was pleased, forgave him, and praised his cleverness. Impressed by Tariq's wisdom, the ruler summoned him to the court. "Merchant of wisdom," he said, "your fame has reached us. Can you share some of your wisdom with us?" Tariq boldly replied, "Of course, your highness, but it comes at a price, 20,000 coins. He handed the ruler a note. "Think carefully before taking any step. Rashness and blind trust can be dangerous." The ruler kept the note under his pillow and reflected on it often. Later, when the ruler fell ill, a treacherous minister tried to poison him. Remembering Tariq's note, the ruler hesitated. He saw through the plot, punished the conspirators, and appointed Tariq as his special advisor. Lessons from the story. Intelligence and careful planning are the greatest assets. Tariq had no wealth, but his wit and courage changed his destiny. Avoid getting involved unnecessarily in others' conflicts. It can bring trouble. Truthfulness protects you. Saptor's honesty saved him. Always think before acting. Rash decisions and blind trust can lead to disaster, as the ruler almost learned. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you liked this story, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Also, please share your valuable thoughts in the comments. We'll meet in the next video. Until then, take very good care of yourselves. Goodbye.